They're tuning up.
I know they are, dear. I can hear them.
Well, how do you feel?
Terrible.
Oh, good. So do I.
Mary!
What's the matter?
They're tuning up.
I know, darling. I can hear them.
Mary, I'm worried. I'm worried about you.
Well, don't be. It'll be all right on the night.
Yeah, but this is the night, and it may not be. Particularly if you insist on doing the one thing that I've implored you not to do.
Now, Noel, we're not back to that again, are we?
I wish you wouldn't be so obstinate about this. There's still time to cut it.
Well, there's still time to cut my throat, but I don't intend to.
You got it hopelessly wrong when you were rehearsing it yesterday.
Well, that was yesterday, and this is today, and I've been rehearsing it all night.
You'll be asked to leave the hotel.
Well, now, you don't have to worry about that. We're very high up, and the woman underneath is deaf.
Cause and effect, I presume.
This is no time to be witty, dear. A little later on, when we're out there under all those scorching lights, you can be as witty as all get out, but not now. I can't stand it.
I can't stand the idea of 90 million people looking at you doing something you're really not very good at.
How do you know I'm not very good at it?
Well, I've never heard it right through. You never sung it right through.
Well,
Yes, you.
I did. I rehearsed it over and over again, and my Richard was delighted.
I'll bet he was.
He said it was perfect, and you know my husband never says anything like that unless he really means it.
He was probably demented from lack of sleep. No wonder he looks haggard.
Richard does not look haggard. He may be a little bit on the thin side, but he's not haggard.
A little bit on the thin side. He's nothing but skin and bone. He's aged 10 years since we started rehearsing. My heart bleeds for Richard.
Now, you don't have to worry about Richard. You just concentrate on your own troubles. And, honey, they're coming closer by the minute.
What do you mean by that?
Look, I've been in television before. You haven't. You just wait till you get out there with all those cameras swirling about you and your mouth as dry as a bone.
Don't, dear. Please don't.
Think of all the thousands of people in those clean American homes crouching over their sets, just staring at you.
I don't see any particular necessity for them to crouch over their sets. Unless they've built their clean American ceilings too low.
There is a dangerous note of British superiority in your whole attitude. Now, that's not the way to make the American public love you, and you do want them to love you, don't you?
Certainly I do. I want them to love you, too. And they won't if you insist on singing something that is vocally beyond your range.
It is not vocally beyond my range. You know perfectly well I have two voices, and I've been training them both for years.
I don't care if you've got 8 voices. That sort of music, darling, doesn't suit you.
Noel, we agreed weeks ago that this program needed contrast and variety.
I know we did.
Noel, dear, let's get this clear. It's really too late for bickering. The warning lights are flickering. We mustn't fool about.
Now, that's okay, but let me say, before we go any farther, dear, I'd really so much rather, dear, you cut that number out.
Noel?
Apart from slowing up the pace, it really isn't strong enough.
Without that number in that place, our program won't be long enough. Together with music, we planned this moment long ago. Many a year we sighed in vain, for both of us knew many a moon would wax and wane before this dream came true. Together with music, the thought of it enchants us so. When those first chords crash out, we know beyond a doubt
But everything's gonna be divine.
watch us rise and shine, riding as high as a kite. Our be free, because at long, long last we happen to be together with music tonight. Bear with us, please, if we look a bit wild and overwrought, but we're dreaming a dream we never thought would ever quite come true for us. Share with us, please, the excitement of standing hand in hand on a very select exclusive band. There's a personal tattoo for us. For many a year and many a day, we laid our plans away. For many a day and many a year, we pray that somewhere, sometime, we'd appear together with music, together with music. Now suddenly our hearts feel gay. Ever since that first day we met, we both of us guessed many a sun would rise and set before we coalesce. Together with music, together with music. At last the gods have said, okay. When those first notes we hear, a million stars appear.
Our personal world goes round and round.
Gay wired for sound, everything shining and bright. This is our jubilee, because at long, long last we happen to be together with music. Noel Coward introduced me to my first London audience. Being a Texan, I certainly know what the phrase Southern hospitality means. In London, I learned what friendship means. All my life, I shall cherish what Noel gave to me that night in the Drury Lane Theatre in London. A deep and lasting love for his country and true admiration for Noel Coward. Tonight, I would like to share with you my delight in working with my friend Noel by introducing him to you, his first television audience, Mr. Noel Coward.
My family has traditions. I've heard them 1,000 times. My relatives were not excessively bright. They loved to go off on missions to rather peculiar climes and lead the wretched heathen to the light. A few of them got beaten up in course of these rampages. My great-aunt Maud got eaten up while singing A Rock of Ages. These family expeditions admittedly are a bore, but there is just one uncle that I positively adore. Poor Uncle Harry wanted to be a missionary, so he took a ship and sailed away. This visionary, hotly pursued by dear Aunt Mary, found a South Sea isle on which to stay. Now the natives greeted them kindly and invited them to dine on yams and clams and human hams and vintage coconut wine, the taste of which was filthy, but the after effects divine. Poor Uncle Harry got a bit gay and longed to tarry. This Aunt Mary couldn't quite allow. She lectured him severely on a number of church affairs, but when she'd gone to bed he made a getaway down the stairs, for he longed to find the answer to a few of the maiden's prayers. Uncle Harry's not a missionary now. He's awfully happy, but he's certainly not a missionary now. Now Uncle was just a seeker, a dreamer sincerely blessed. Of this there couldn't be a shadow of doubt. The fact that his flesh was weaker than even Aunt Mary guessed took even her some time to figure out. In all those languid latitudes, the atmosphere's exotic. To take up moral attitudes would be too idiotic. Though no, he could be meeker than Uncle had been before. I'll bet today he's giving way at practically every pore. Poor Uncle Harry, having become a missionary, found the natives' morals rather crude. He and Aunt Mary swiftly imposed an arbitrary ban upon them shopping in the nude. Now, they all considered this silly, and they didn't take it well. They burnt his boots and several suits and wrecked the Mission Hotel. They also burnt his Mackintosh, which made a disgusting smell. Poor Uncle Harry, after a chat with dear Aunt Mary, thought the time had come to make a row. He lined up all the older girls in one of the local sheds, and while he was reviling them and tearing himself to shreds, they took their Mother Hubbards off and tied them around their heads. Uncle Harry's not a missionary now. Poor Uncle Harry, after some words with dear Aunt Mary, called upon the chiefs for a powwow. Now, you know, they didn't brandish knives at him, they really were awfully sweet. They made concerted dives at him and offered him things to eat. But when they threw their wives at him, he had to admit defeat. Uncle Harry's not a missionary now. He's left the island, but he's certainly not a missionary now. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to sing you a brief medley of some of my old songs, some of which I hope some of you may remember. I'll see you again whenever spring breaks through again. Time may lie heavy between, but what has been is past forgetting. Dance, 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 little lady, you just sleep until the rhythm beating in your mind. Dance, 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 little lady, so obsessed with second best, no rest you'll ever find. Time and tide and trouble never, never wait. Let the cauldron bubble justify your fate. Dance, 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 little lady, dance, 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 little lady. Leave tomorrow behind. The life you lead sets all your nerves agendo. Your love affairs are in a hopeless tangle. Though you're a child, dear, your life's a wild typhoon. In lives of leisure, the craze for pleasure steadily grows. Cocktails and laughter, but what comes after nobody knows. You're weaving love into a mad jazz pattern ruled by pantaloon. Poor little rich girl, don't drop a stitch too soon. We'll be as happy and contented as birds upon a tree, high above the mountains and sea. We'll build and we'll coo, and sorrow will never come, oh will it ever come to our room with a view. Someday I'll find you, moonlight behind you, true to the dream I am dreaming. As I draw near you, you'll smile a little smile. For a little while we shall stand hand in hand. I'll follow my secret heart my whole life through. I'll keep all my dreams apart till one comes true. No matter what price is paid, what stars may fade above, I'll follow my secret heart till I find love. For I believe that since my life began, the most I've had is just a talent to amuse. Hey ho, if love were all, Play, orchestra, play. Play something light and sweet and gay. For we must have music, we must have music to drive our fears away. While our illusions swiftly fade for us, let's have an orchestra score. In the confusion the years have made for us, serenade for us just once more. Life needn't be grey, though it is changing day by day, though a few old dreams may decay. Play orchestra, play orchestra, play orchestra, play. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to sing you a song that I wrote long ago and far away. The name of it is Mad Dogs and Englishmen. In tropical climes, there are certain times of day when all the citizens retire to tear their clothes off and perspire. You know, it's one of those rules that the greatest fools obey because the sun is far too sultry and one must avoid the vultry violet rain. Tap like a pap like a pap like a boo, that's natives if you're interested. Digga-digga-digga-digga-digga-digga-do. The natives grieve when the white men leave their huts because they're obviously, definitely nuts. Mad dogs and Englishmen go out in the midday sun. The Japanese don't care. The Chinese wouldn't dare to. Hindus and Argentines sleep firmly from 12 to 1, but Englishmen detest a siesta. You know, in the Philippines, they have lovely screens to protect you from the glare. In the Malay states, there are hats like plates, which the Britishers won't wear. At 12 noon, the natives swoon and no further work is done. But mad dogs and Englishmen go out to the midday sun. Oh, it's such a surprise for the Eastern eyes to see that though the English are effete, they're quite impervious to heat. When the white man rides, every native hides in glee, because the simple creatures hope he will impale his solar topee on a tree. Habit hides the same natives, pay no attention. It seems to shame, when the English claim the earth, that they give rise to such hilarity and mirth. Oh dear. Mad dogs and Englishmen go out in the midday sun. You know, the smallest Malay rabbit deplores this foolish habit in Hong Kong. They strike a gong and fire off an noonday gun to reprimand each inmate who's in late. In a jungle town where the sun beats down to the rage of man and beast, the English garb of the English Saab merely gets a bit more creased. In Bangkok, at 12 o'clock, they foam at the mouth and run. But mad dogs and Englishmen go out to the midday sun. Mad dogs and Englishmen go out in the midday sun. The toughest Burmese bandit can never understand. In Rangoon, the heat of noon is just what the natives shun. They put their scotch or rye down and lie down. In the jungle swamps where the python romps, there is peace from 12 till 2. Even caribous lie around and snooze, with nothing else to do. In Bengal, to move at all is seldom, if ever, done. But mad dogs and Englishmen go out to the midday, 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 out to the midday sun.
90 minutes is a long, long time, a long, long time, a long, long time. We hope for success, but we have to confess our sponsors have spent a lot on us.
Some talented fleas on a flying trapeze might be certainly less monotonous. Don't imagine that we've lost our nerve, but please observe, we're here to serve a musical feast that should at least appear to be sublime. But 90 minutes is a long, long time. 90 minutes is a long, long time. Together with music, together with music, and shadows seem to fade away. Many a vanished moon in June enchants us again. Many a long forgotten tune brings back its old refrain. Together
with music, together with music, an orchestrated holiday.
We hear the beat of wings when those
romantic strings
play something remembered long ago.
And of course we know everything's bound to be right. Again you will we see, because at long last we happen to be together with music Real too.
That's what I feel.
Ah, Noel, you know, you have written so many wonderful, wonderful words and tunes. And there's one song in particular that means the most to me. Would you sit down and let me sing it for you? London pride has been handed down to me. London pride is a flower that's free. London pride means your own dear town to me. And my pride it forever will be. Oh, Liza, see the Costa barrels, vegetable marrows, and the fruit piled high. Oh, Liza, little London sparrows, Covent Garden Market, where the costas cry. Cockney feet mark the beat of history. Every street pins a memory down. Early rain and the pavements glistening, all Park Lane in a shimmering gown. Hey, lady, when the day is dawning, see the policeman yawning on his lonely beat. Gay lady, Mayfair in the morning, hear the footsteps echo on the empty street. London pride has been handed down to me. London pride is a flower that's free. London pride means your own dear town to me. And my pride, it forever will be.
Thank you, darling. That was a very, very sweet gesture. I wish I could repay it. But all I can do is I'll sing you a little song that I've learned from your own neck of the woods. The stars at night are big and bright, deep in the heart of Texas. The prairie sky is wide and high, deep in the heart of Texas. Sage in blue is like perfume, deep in the heart of Texas. Reminds me of the one I love, deep in the heart of Texas. The husbands roam, go stopping, the wives go shopping. Year after year, the program never changes. Though Texans can become stinking, every man without thinking just gallivants out, wearing his pants out, riding on them ranges. Watch 'em coming round the mountain, always coming round that mountain, and it really couldn't be a greater ball when they yell loud and strong, yippee, some cowboy song. And whatever high notes they aim to hit, they always inevitably end with get along, little doggy, get along, get along, little doggy, get along. In Texas, they've only got the brassest river, and they like a tune with wow and zip, and it's something with some bim yip in it. Rhythm has them rolling on the floor. When they first heard some blue notes, somebody played a few notes. Texan asks for any more. How I'd love a chart of how they brought the art of bebop to the heart of Texas. Bebop, mambo, samba, conga too. Day by day the urge is stronger to give those guys who don't like fun around one big Texan rhythmic run around. Give them something to collapse about when those cowboys flap their chaps about deep, 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 deep in the sleepy heart of Texas.
From deep in the heart of this Texan. The ones, the ones, the ones, the ones, the ones we used to play so long ago. Get out those old records, those old phonograph records, the ones we used to play so long ago. What if they sound scratchy? The tunes really were catchy. Remember how we used to love them so.
They bring the past right into the present, and they make the future shine.
For every one of them, each single one of them's a vocal valentine.
Get out those old records,
those old phonograph records, the ones we used to play so long ago. Ho, 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 ho.
I remember them all.
Bo-ho-do-lay.
I can also recall
Bo-ho-do-lay.
how you turned down every laddie with my heart belongs to deity.
I've a memory too of a room with a view and that rather obsolete waltz.
Could you mean the bittersweet waltz, man?
How the memories vary, how the memories capture the rapture of all those gentle sentimental records. Those old phonograph records, the ones we used to play so long ago. The ones, the ones, the ones, the ones, the ones we used to play so long ago. Like when I told them how wonderful you are.
Oh, dear Jerry Kearns.
They didn't believe me. They didn't believe me.
What's the middle bit? Your lips, your eyes, your face, your hair are in a class beyond compare. You're the loveliest thing that man could see.
And when I tell them, and I'm certainly gonna tell them that you're the boy whose girl one day I'll be, they'll never believe me. How could they believe me that from this great big world you've chosen me?
Wonderful.
Oh, wonderful!
It's marvelous.
It's Gershwin, too.
That you should care for me. It's awful.
Awful nice.
It's paradise.
Paradise.
What I love to see.
You made my life so glamorous. Don't blame me for being amorous. It's wonderful. Marvelous that you should care for me. I'm on my head,
The silent stars around
you
us.
in my
In a
arms,
romantic spell this moment has bound us
nothing but love
beneath the sky of
in
midnight
view.
blue.
And if you fall
The stars are almost fading.
Once and for
I
all,
almost hear a nightingale serenading too.
we'll have our
He
dream
seems to want to help us.
come true.
So you mustn't laugh at me, for I never knew what time it was. Life was no prize. I wanted love, and there it was, shining out of your eyes.
I'm wise, and I know what time it is now. In olden days, a glimpse of stalking was looked on as something shocking. Now heaven knows anything goes.
Good authors too, who once knew better words, now only use three-letter words,
right and prose. Anything goes. The world has gone mad today, and good's bad today, and black's white today, and day's night today, and those skies today, the wind rise today are just dumb gigolo. And though I'm not a great romancer, I know I'm bound to answer when you propose. Anything goes. Anything goes. Would you care to dance with me?
I can't wait.
Dancing in the dark till the tune ends. We're dancing in the dark, and as soon as we're waltzing in the wonder of why we're here. Time hurries by, we're here and dance, ballerina, dance.
I won't dance, don't ask me. I won't dance, don't ask me.
But won't you dance with me? Come on and dance with me. Oh, don't dance with me.
Charleston, Charleston, hey, hey, I can Charleston.
Oh, you can too. You're lovely with that breathless charm.
That's the way I feel tonight.
You're an old smoothie, and I'm an old softie.
I'm just like putty in the hands of a gal like you.
He's young and foolish,
But I'm always true to you, darling, in my fashion.
stumbling all around, stumbling all around, stumbling all around. You're clumsy.
Little Japanese sandman, leaping on with the dew.
That's the way you look tonight.
Shall we dance
But of course,
on a bright cloud of music? Shall we fly?
shall we dance? Well, good. That you're in love with me and I'm in love with you. We'll find while we're dancing. There's rhythm in our hearts, so there's rhythm that we can't control. We will do the continental all the time. Dangerous rhythm. Beautiful music.